battle against each other. Is Ali Carter ready? Britt Vonk steps in from the left side and immediately asks for time. As you mentioned, Amanda, field getting a little bit torn up at this stage in the week, and it certainly doesn't help that this is by far the hottest day we've had. The heat index at first pitch, which is coming now, just missing ball one. It is a 5:30 on-time start. Temperature at game time, 37 degrees Celsius, 97 Fahrenheit. Heat index of 42 centigrade. That is 107.4 degrees. The light breeze to the west-northwest. Now towards center field, about 8 miles an hour. 1-1 the count to Vonk. Pitch just misses off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Batter just now in shadows as they've just now made it to the third base foul line. Will continue to ascend from that third base side throughout this game. By the time the second game, or the next game I should say, starts, full field will be in shadow. This count runs to 3-1. Home plate umpire Thomas Lohnart from Germany. Arne Carvalho from Canada over at first base. Michael Zidek from Czech Republic is over at second base. James English is the third base umpire, as Vonk will walk on 5 pitches. Lead things off here in the first inning, and that brings up Brenda Beers.
Well, Vonk doing a great job as a leadoff hitter. We've talked about that a lot this tournament, but Team USA only has 2 walks in the whole tournament. So again, being patient, really seeing balls and strikes, laying off Carter's speed up in the zone is going to be how the Netherlands put pressure on Team USA here. And so Vonk doing a really good job getting herself on and taking those pitches, setting the tone, I think, for her team and then for what USA is going to see.
Beers 5 for 15 so far in this tournament, with all 5 hits singles. Starting and stopping at first is Vonk. Pitch in there for strike 1. The United States has not allowed a run since their opening game against Canada, allowing a pair. This is bunted over Jessie Warren, but Carter has it. She'll fire over to first and complete the double play. Warren was charging in, allowing Ali Carter to cut behind her, and that was over Jessie's head. Carter hauled it in. Plenty of time to flip that over to first and complete the double play. A heads-up play by the pitcher, Ali Carter.
And that's tough. That's a misread from Vonk at first. You see her kind of hesitating, not thinking anyone's going to get it. So she's kind of trying to be aggressive on the bases, and then a results in a missed opportunity from Holland. They can't have that if they're going to try and have a chance to put runs on the board against USA.
Maxine Van Dalen stands in. Down on the count, 0-1. Playing first base for this Netherlands side. Carter delivers. And that's strike 2 over the outside corner. Netherlands need to win this game in order to have a chance at being the home side in the bronze medal game. It would force the 3rd and 4th place to the TQB, total quality balance. We won't attempt to speculate what that would need to be and how many runs would need to be scored versus how many runs allowed. Effectively is the average number of runs per offensive inning divided by the average number of runs allowed per defensive inning. That equals your TQB. Netherlands have to do their part in order to force that, and that is win this game. 2-2 the count. Carter delivers, misses off the plate. Count runs full. As mentioned, they will face Canada. Canada dropping their contest to Japan today, 7-2. They will face a rematch against the Netherlands. Netherlands leading that game almost wire to wire as that's fouled back in front of us. And Canada walked them off yesterday, 6-3 the final. Netherlands, in both their losses, have led going into the last or second to last inning. And then it has evaporated. They We're leading 3-0 before the 6th inning. Lost 4-3 to Japan in 7. Leading 3-2 over Canada and lost that one as well. Carta unable to put away Van Dalen. That is a walk. Second free pass issued by Ali Carta here in this opening frame.
Now batting for Team
Brings up
Netherlands,
Laura Wissink.
number 47.
Will bat from the right side for this Dutch side. And she will do some gardening of her own. She erases about half the batter's line in the right-hand batter's box, the one closest to the U.S. dugout. First pitch is high and away for ball 1. .300 average for Wissink so far in this tournament, I should say. It's the 1-0. Off-speed pitch from Carta, and that will even the count at 1. Ali Carta, stalwart of this U.S. team, struggled a bit in the first game she appeared in, her first start. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wissink swinging over that one. Carta so far 4 walks, 7 2/3 innings of work. But really, the challenge has been she has not had that put-away pitch. She has not had that strikeout pitch. Batter's able to hang around a lot longer. It doesn't always turn into a walk, but it does turn into quite a few extra pitches.
When we see her fast, her speed going up, that's the one that's missing, but she's doing well switching things up, throwing changeups, throwing things to get the hitters to reach, and that's what she does so well. Is if her pitches aren't working, she's going to do something at least to be deceptive to the hitter. So again, her bread and butter up in the zone and fast isn't working too well, so she's going to try to get Wissink up to bat to chase.
Payoff pitch fouled back down the right field line, out of play. We will do it again. Netherlands won their first 2 games, a 3-1 win over Puerto Rico, a 6-2 victory over Australia. For those aforementioned losses to Japan and Canada. The United States, meanwhile, has won every single one of their games. 5-2 victory over Canada. Every other game has been a shutout for this U.S. pitching staff. Carter ready, payoff pitch again, misses inside. Wissink just to jump out of the way, ends up on her hands and knees. Now trot down to first base. Third walk of the inning issued by Carta.
It looks like Carter's going for that inside, that screwball. Again, switching things up. And she has no control of the ball right now. And so kind of see the only pitch that's working for her is that changeup. But again, that's a dangerous pitch for the Dutch. They can hit the ball well. We've seen that throughout the tournament. So again, when she's on her speed. The difference between her speed can be 15, 16 miles an hour. But if that's not working, what are you going to do? You have to be able to adjust. And right now she's struggling with that.
And it would be unthinkable, probably even just a year ago, to think of Ali Carta not starting the championship game for this U.S. side. Instead now, here we are, sitting 24 hours before the championship game, and she's pitching in what is, for the United States, effectively a tune-up game. They have nothing to advance their cause through today's game other than make sure that they are ready for the championship game against Japan tomorrow. Van der Zanden fouls this one away to even the count at 1.
Well, I think that's the thing with Team USA is every game matters because there's so many athletes in the United States that easily could be brought in, can be out. So, like every game matters. Every game you have to put your best effort in, obviously, but you really have to show up. And if you struggle, I don't know how it works, but in and out, you never know with them.
Carter gets Van der Zanden to swing and miss. Her first strikeout, so 3 walks. Proved harmless after half an inning of play. Netherlands nothing, USA coming up. Your You're watching the Women's Softball World Cup Finals here on GameTime.Sport.
As we set to go through the bottom of the first inning. Here is the defensive alignment for Team Netherlands. Pitching with number 4, Lisa Hope. The catcher is number 21, Brenda Beers at first base. Number 5, Maxine Van Dam. At second base, number 12, Lindsay Claras. At third base, number 10, Stell Dendon. The shortstop, number 18, Britt Moore. In left field, number 16, Anisha Charles. In center field, number 7, Annemiek Janssen. And in right field, number 25, Cindy van der Zanden. Here's the lineup for Team USA. Nicole Bates will bat first, batting second, number 37, Hannah Flippen. Batting third, number 30, Jessie Warren. Batting fourth, number 34, Dejang Mulipola. Batting fifth, number 78, Jocelyn Allo. Batting sixth, number 18, Amanda Lawrence. Batting seventh, number 27, Savannah Jaquish. Batting eighth, number 7, Maya Brady. And batting ninth, number 8, Haley McLean.
Bottom of the first inning, no score. As the United States gets their first at bat, it'll be Sis Bates, Hannah Flippen, and Jessie Warren due up. 3 base runners for the Netherlands in the first inning. Ali Carta walking 3. They are unable to capitalize, and now Sis Bates will step in for the first time against Lisa Hope. Hope has pitched very, very well in this tournament. First pitch. In there for a strike. Hope appearing in her 4th game, second start, 1-1. A record. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 4 runs overall, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. For Hope. A 1-1 count here to Sis Bates. Bates cutting 400 in this tournament. That is 2-4-5. The 5th game, 3rd start. Does have 3 runs scored and a pair of walks to go with her offensive stats. Oh. Waits for the sign from Beers. Gets it now, delivers, and misses outside. Netherlands team without Eva Voortman, one of their longtime ace pitchers, a member of that 2022 European Championship team. Of course, a team that will be hosting the European Championships. There's the 2-1, chopped back up the middle, ranging over is Claris, and she will put that in her pocket. Sis Bates will reach, infield single. Leadoff runner is aboard for the United States.
I'm impressed with how the Netherlands pitching staff has done, playing against them for many years, and them relying on their veteran players, Oosting and Atlas Merrick. They've all done a great job of being a team and not relying on one person when that star or that leader pitcher's out.
Pitch over the outside corner to Hannah Flippen. And this Netherlands team, certainly one of Europe's longtime pinnacles of the sport. One of the 2 teams to win a European Championship, the other being Italy. 24 for the Netherlands and 10 for Italy. This the upcoming edition, the 35th European Championship, will be held in Utrecht, 1st through 7th of September. Kind of a reminder that just because The world champion will be crowned tomorrow. Doesn't mean that the softball world ends as Flippen sends this one out towards right field and deep. Going back is Van der Zanden. She looks up. That ball is gone. 2-run home run for Hannah Flippen. And the United States takes a 2-0 lead. Flippen with the eagle as she crosses home plate. No doubt about that one. The only question is how many rows deep it would go. And the answer was about 2 or 3. Big smile on the face of Sis Bates. She crosses the plate first. So 2 runners have reached for the United States. 2 have come home on the 2-run shot by Flippen. We were talking about it before the game. Obviously, we're in the Super Round. Obviously, these 2 of the best teams in the world. But in the back of both these teams' mind, a little quiet voice probably encouraging them both to attempt to run rule the other. Whether they're capable of it or not, that completely up to what they do on the field. But given how hot it is, and given that tomorrow has much higher stakes than today, both these teams would probably love to have a little bit of a quieter evening.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, you want to get a little bit of softball in, get a rhythm going, but you want to get out of here as quick as possible. So Hannah Flippen, who's hit the ball extremely hard all week, all tournament, does a great job taking that ball over the fence for 2 runs. Again, first team to score, and a huge momentum shift, especially off Carter struggling in the top of the first.
1-2 pitch coming from Hope, misses outside, 2-2 to Jessie Warren. U.S. team does have power, although Italy, currently the home run leaders of this tournament, is that pitch off the glove of Beers into the backstop, full count. On deck, Deja Mulipola, catching for this U.S. side. Has to be said, Jessie Warren likes to bury her trailing foot in the dirt as this is chopped back to the pitcher. Hop. She fires a strike over to first base, and that will be out number 1.
And it's the first out of the inning.
First out of the inning. As Warren is retired, now Mulipola will bat for the first time. Deja batting .600 for this tournament. U.S. offense has been very good, while their pitching staff has been very stingy. 2 runs allowed against Canada, that's been it. Meanwhile, U.S. scoring twice against Japan, 7 times against Italy, 6 more against China, and another 2 runs against Japan. I repeated that Japan won. And too many windows open on my computer. Too many tabs open in my head, let's say. 1-1 the count to Mulipola. This is ripped out towards right field. That gets down and will roll all the way to the wall. Mulipola digging for second, and she will have a stand-up double to her credit. She laced that one all the way out towards the right field wall. That got out there in a hurry. Second extra base hit. And the 3rd hit of the inning for this U.S. side. That brings up Jocelyn Alo, 2022 NCAA Hitter of the Year, Player of the Year, all-time NCAA home run record holder, University of Oklahoma, member of the Oklahoma City Spark, so plays for Athletes Unlimited. Safe to say she's earned herself a few accolades. This will be chopped foul up the first base line. 0-2 the count to Alo.
With that home run power, again, we've seen some extremely powerful long home runs. Alo can push that, I'd say, record even more today. So Hop has to focus on pushing the limit of the strike zone, I'd say, because you're going to see Team USA start to elevate the ball. Instead of these line drives, it's going to start to get distance and end up over the fence.
As Allo chases a ball high and away. First strikeout for Hope, second out of the first inning.
And that's a good job going up. These hitters, as the team starts to hit and they start to have fun, they want to hit, they want to have fun as well. So they're going to start to chase. Hope having to spin the ball more, getting it deceiving, coming up and changing the eyesight. And so she's starting to get there, but she's going to have to work a little harder and kind of keep them at bay, keep them at 2 here in the bottom of the first.
Amanda Lawrence now bats. Running out of the 6th spot. Runner at second, Lulipola. 2 runs home already for the U.S. on the 2-run shot by Flippin. So that pitch misses high, evens the count at 1. Mentioned already on today's broadcast. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. local time here in Italy, Central European time. That pitch just misses for ball 2. Will be the gold medal game. Winner will be the new world champion. And while it's 2 familiar teams, it's really a continuation of a pattern that we've seen since 2018, certainly. The United States won the last Women's World Cup. 3-1 now. United States winning the World Championship, the World Cup in 2018, and the World Games in 2022. Meanwhile, 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games held in 2021. Gold medal to Japan. So we've had 3 differently named competitions with 3 different winners.
That's what makes that rivalry so fun, is you don't know who's going to dominate that day.
And I think that's what makes this World Cup even more. It almost gives it a little bit of extra magnitude, because they're in these 3 competitions, all for really a similar title. But to get that second World Cup, either the U.S. will have that over Japan, as this is sent out towards right field. Van der Zanden, I should say, back to make the catch and retire the side. But a 2-run shot by Flippin, and after the first inning of play, the United States has a 2-0 lead over the Netherlands. Here on GameTime.Sport, you're watching the WBSC Women's Softball World Cup Finals. Top of the second inning, as the United States a 2-0 lead over the Netherlands here. This transatlantic battle. Lizzie Claris steps in from the right side. First pitch from Ali Carta misses, ball 1. Claris, Van Den Dine, and Jansen, I should say, correct myself, 2 up in this half inning for the Netherlands. Claris chases that one. Count even now at 1-1 strike. Lizzie looking for her first hit of this tournament. In this, her 3rd game. Only has a pair of at-bats. 1 0 for 2 with a strikeout so far. One ball, 2 strikes. Carter ready to go. She delivers. Chopped foul. We'll do it again. Chris Knobloch joined by Amanda Fama. So we've had a bit of a weather shift in this last half inning. Winds now blowing left to right across the field, visibly. First time we've really had visible wind. I know that's an oxymoron of a statement, but just work with me here. Carta will get the strikeout of Claris. Back-to-back strikeouts. Got Van der Zanden to end the first. That is out number 1. And Amanda, you know Italy, particularly this part of Italy, better than I do. Certainly from a weather perspective, it can be quite hot during the summers. We've had plenty of that this week. This is the first time we've actually seen any type of weather at all in the area.
See. Yeah, well, we're by the mountain, so it kind of blows in, blows out, but the humidity, the clouds kind of get scary, and you might be able to see some rain or lightning. And the distance, but again, kind of near the coast as well. So it blows in, blows out, potential for rain. But again, what they've done here at the field and how they can handle it is incredible and can get the field up in time if it does rain. But yeah, it's Italy in the summer. It's unpredictable, but predictable in the sense that it happens. So it does what it wants, but it happens all the time.
That predictably unpredictable.
Yeah.
It's almost like Floridian weather, to put it in a U.S. context, where every day at 4:30, you'll get a thunderstorm, and then you'll move on, and it won't be in the forecast, but everybody knows to expect it. Well, there are those weather expectations, as it were, but certainly very hot, very sticky. The heat index very high here as we have a stoppage of play. Of course, this tournament built in with some extra time just on the off chance there are changes to the schedule due to weather. Certainly not by any means are we suggesting that the weather will impact today's games or indeed this tournament at all. More so just commenting, as every other day has been cloudless and about 35 to 36 degrees.
Wouldn't they prepare for that too, because you are northern Italy and stuff like that? So that's what they do well here at the WBSC and everything, is they prepare for that situation. And again, we've had great weather so far. A little bit of wind. I'm sure the athletes are loving that.
As this stoppage continues, we'll get a definition on what's happening here at a certain point. And as we touch on the weather, I also want to touch on our de facto host city, as European Federation. I don't need to say which one it is. You can probably figure it out. Having seen the growth of softball in Europe, particularly with this Netherlands side, and if the Netherlands able to win tomorrow, it'll be the first ever medal won by a European side in the World Cup. But also just to see that this two-stage World Cup hosted entirely in Europe. 3 nations hosting with Ireland, Spain, Valencia hosting, Balbriggan in Ireland, and here in Italy hosting last year. Great to see these large-scale, world-level, championship-level events being hosted all around the world, but particularly in places that you wouldn't necessarily associate with softball, perhaps in the traditional sense.
Well, and that's what I love, of course, representing Italy. Very prideful of that. I'm also an American citizen, so a dual citizen, and doing tons of lessons down in Southern California. A lot of the girls that I work with, right now I'm getting emails and text messages that they don't know what the World Cup is. So a lot of younger athletes based in the United States, just that I'm familiar with, don't know a lot about international softball. It's all about the College World Series and stuff. So again, to have such a big event in Europe 2 years in a row, it's really starting to put awareness, or just put it out there more, of how worldwide softball is, because you tend to think just Japan and the USA are these dominant teams. But after this tournament, I think we can say that, yes, maybe those 2 teams do dominate, but it's not a blowout by any means. And again, something proud that I can be a part of, and to work with you as well, and Chris and Tim being from different European nations, representing different European nations, but also America, that it's a worldwide event.
For sure, and to have those different backgrounds, you with the Italian national team experience, myself with my federation, and Tim's experience calling games in Germany, particularly for the Bundesliga there. Very cool to see how we've all been involved in the sport as well, in a less traditional path. I mean, you're originally from the Anaheim area in the U.S. Resume here as Stara Van Dyne steps back in. 1-1, the 1-2 count. Van Dyne swings and misses. That just about the longest you can go between strike 2 and strike 3. Picarda with the longest strikeout we've seen all tournament, and that is out number 2.
That's tough to come back to. Again, I don't make excuses for athletes or players, but to have a coach thrown out, unsure why, and then you got to come in with 2 strikes to Ali Carta, I mean, you're going to chase up and out.
Yeah, that does seem a little bit of an unfair task to be asked to complete. First pitch to Annie Mike Jansen, misses up, or excuse me, first pitch is strike, second pitch is up and in. Count even 1-1. 2 down in the inning. United States with a 2-0 lead. We are in the top half of the second. Going to the off-speed pitch. Was quite off-speed, but it misses. Ball 2 from Carta. Carta ready to go. 2-1. Skied out towards shallow center field. In comes McElhaney. She will slide and make the catch, and that will retire the side. So quite a long inning time-wise, but a 1-2-3 inning as the Netherlands down in order. We head to the bottom of the second. 2-0. The United States leads the Netherlands. Here on GameTime.Sport, you're watching the WBSC Women's Softball World Cup Finals. Pitching change in the bottom of the second inning. Bit of a surprise pitching change. Lisa Hope allowing the 2 runs in the first, but certainly has the ability to go deeper in games. Nevertheless, she is out of this game. An inning for her. She allowed 3 hits. 2 runners stranded aboard. And it is the longtime Dutch stalwart, Lindsay Meadows, into the game. She misses outside, ball 2. Meadows. A graduate of Louisiana Tech. Delivers strike 1. A naturalized citizen of Dutch Federation, or excuse me, of the Netherlands. Member of this Dutch Federation back in 2010. 2-1 chopped foul. Evens the count at 2-2. Won the European Championship back in 2022. A long time. 2002 to 2022 was a member of the Textown Tigers in the Dutch National League. Count now full. Anna Jacques leading things off for the United States. Jacques, Brady, and McElhaney, bottom third of the lineup for the United States. Meadows ready to go. This is outside, which was not close. Jacques will reach. First walk issued by the United States, or excuse me, by the Netherlands. And Lindsay Meadows, as Maya Brady will bat here. The official explanation for the ejection of head coach Peter Schongen of the Netherlands is behavior not adequate for the tournament. That is the reason why he will not finish this game. First ejection, first and hopefully only ejection we'll have all week here. Meanwhile, up to second base, Jacques. Count 1-0. Pitch to Brady, skied out towards left field. It is falling fast, and it will fall in front of Charles. The throw will come in towards second. And safe is Brady, as we've just had a lightning strike over the right field wall. And you can now hear that on the broadcast.
USA has second,
Runners at second and third. Apologies. I was not expecting to see that flash during the play. That's thrown me ever so slightly.
I think everyone might have saw it, but
As now we have runners at second and third. Nobody out. And Haley McClaney comes up. Jacques at third, Brady at second. McClaney at the plate. First pitch to her. Sent out towards left field, falling fast. That will get down for a base hit. One run is in as Jacques will score. Throw goes to second. Into second safely is McClaney. And now Maya Brady will score as the ball gets away. 2 runs home. It is now 4-0. The United States has the lead as Haley McClaney drives in a pair of runs.
well, this is where the Netherlands need to be careful. You are playing USA. They are going to hit the ball hard off you. You see McClaney doing this, or up to bat next, to keep that going. But again, the Netherlands need to be careful to play their game regardless of the score or how hard they're hitting. So making little mental errors, letting the ball get past you, not backing up, things like that are going to put them mentally down going into their important medal game tomorrow. And so again, is the score relevant? Yes, but the mental side of the game for Team Netherlands needs to stay on that positive side.
1-0 to Sis Bates. Pulls the bat back on a bunt attempt and will send the ball foul. First 2 runners of each inning so far have reached base. They've both then come around to score. As Anna Philippin with the 2-run home run in the first, 2-run double in the second now. As Heather Tarr out to discuss with home plate umpire Thomas Lonart at last pitch. And it is 2-0. Ball 2. Sis Bates. And goes back in the circle, goes to the rosin bag. Sis Bates steps back in. Five and a third innings for Lindsay Meadows so far in this tournament. 2 earned runs, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. Actually, now the count runs 2-1. So it was a 1-1 count. Now the count 2-1.
We see the Dutch infield in also, even though the score is 4-0. They still want to go for that out at home, or at least not let that run score. So that's something a little strategic too. Sometimes you see the infield playing back and just going for an out with no outs could be an idea. But again, they still want to, they don't want to get run ruled too quick, too soon, with that run rule in effect.
3-1, skied out towards left field. Over the plate is Charles. She will make the catch. Tagging and coming home is McClaney. And it's 5-0. Sacrifice fly for Sis Bates. The United States now has a 5-run advantage.
Now batting for Team USA, number 37.
That is out number 1.
Flippin.
Anna Flippin up at the plate. 2-run shot in her first at-bat last inning. Meadows delivers. Pitch in there for a strike. Weather changing rapidly here. Castellanos de Estrada still very hot, as this is past the dive of Britt Vonk at shortstop. A base hit for Flippin. Now 2 for 2. Halfway through the cycle. Through an inning and a third of offensive time for the U.S.
Jessie Warren.
U.S. offense working quite efficiently against this Dutch team. First pitch to Jessie Warren. This is low and away for ball one. Three runs home this half inning. 1-0. Pop up out towards shallow left. In comes Charles. She'll make the catch. Not deep enough for Flippin to consider advancing. That's the second out of the inning.
Now batting for Team USA number 34,
now Deja Mulipola, the seventh batter of the inning for this U.S. team, steps in from the right side. Meadows delivers. That is in there for a strike. Mulipola 1 for 1 with a double. Count evens at 1. Flippin being relatively cautious over at first base. Not trying to draw a throw from Brenda Beers. The 1-1. Strike 2. The inside part of the plate.
Nor leave early. We've seen that happen and change the rhythm of the games, change the tide of the game again. No reason, like you said, Chris, to be leaving early, to be getting a big lead. Play it safe. Big bat.
Pitch just misses off the plate. 2-2. And yeah, that's a very good point about the leaving early in particular. We've seen quite a bit of that during this tournament. Perhaps from some teams that aren't used to a World Cup environment, as Mulipola will swing through that one. That is strike 3. First strikeout for Meadows. But 3 runs home for the U.S. after 2 full innings of play. 5-0. The United States over the Netherlands here at the WBSC Women's Softball World Cup Final. Top of the third inning, and the United States goes to their bullpen. Kelly Maxwell enters the game, and first pitch she throws is popped up out towards Maya Brady. Make the catch just in fair territory. 1 pitch, 1 out. Demisha Charles is retired. Her first at bat of the game. Allie Carter goes 2 innings, no hits, no runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Now Britt Vonk, top of this lineup. Back up for the Dutch side. Vonk and Beers. They'll bat now with 1 out. Vonk reached on a walk, shows bunt. Can't get it down, it's ball 1. Now check the swing. James English over to third base. Says she did not go. 1-0 coming. And now it's 2 balls, no strike. Weather has changed here rather drastically. It is sunny behind us. The divide is somewhere in the outfield. Big thundercloud. Showing bunt there is Vonk. We'll say she got contact with it, otherwise it directly hit Mulipola in the face. So we'll call it a foul ball, 2-1. Kelly Maxwell just finished up at the University of Oklahoma. Won the Women's College World Championship, World Series, I should say. Prior to that, Oklahoma State, interstate transfer there. Spends a lot of time in the state of Oklahoma. Of course, Oklahoma City, the base for the United States. There's a Softball Hall of Fame complex, Devon Park. As walking for the second time today, Britt Vonk. So 1 down. Vonk over at first base. Brenda Beers will bat now. Maxwell ready to deliver. Starting and stopping at first is Vonk. That pitch is a strike. Beers lined into or popped into a double play. Aliccardo was able to start that, feeling the ball in the circle herself. One ball, one strike, one out. U.S. with a 5-0 lead. As Maxwell delivers strike two. Maxwell, one of the two later additions to this U.S. senior women's national team. This pitch misses away. She and Jocelyn Allo, both in the lineup today. Part of the elite team's tour of Japan. Just about 10 days ago. They'll be very familiar with their gold medal game opponents tomorrow night as the 2-2. Called third strike as Beers is retired. First strikeout for Maxwell. And the fourth time the Netherlands have struck out today. That is out number 2. That brings Maxime Van Dalen to the plate. Maxwell appearing in her second game. 4 2/3 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts across that span. No hits allowed, just the walk in this inning. She's been very, very good for the U.S. This fouled off of Mulipola. Back to the screen, strike one. Maxwell, left-hander. 0-1. Starting and stopping again is Vonk. Mulipola was ready to fire, but no need for the throw. Count evens at 1. Swinging through that pitch is Van Dalen. Maxwell locating well on the inside. Strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Netherlands trail by 5. That pitch misses up and away. Two now. Called third strike. Second strikeout looking in a row for Kelly Maxwell. So she works around the walk. Netherlands strand a runner on base. We head to the bottom of the third. 5-0. The United States has the lead over the Netherlands. We're watching the WBSC Women's Softball World Cup Finals here on GameTime.Sport. Jocelyn Allo will lead things off for the United States, bottom of the third inning. Allo, Lawrence, and Jacquish. Allo and Lawrence, the only starters in the lineup to not make it to bat in the last inning. The United States has scored 5 times through their first 2 offensive innings. Have a 5-0 lead. Lindsay Meadows out for her second inning of work. First pitch just misses to Jocelyn Allo. Allo struck out on 3 pitches in her first at-bat. Batting .273 for the tournament. Had an account here 2-0. Grace Knobloch joined by 2020 Olympian for Team Italy, Amanda Fama. Here in Castellones de Strada. 5-0. The United States leads the Netherlands here in the final game of the Super Round. One more game after this one today, as Italy hosts the nightcap against Australia in the placement round. Count now 3 balls and 1 strike.
I'm sure Allo would love to have a feel-good swing right now, feel-good contact. Again, doesn't have to necessarily be a home run or a double, but just good quality contact to feel good in your hands is something that can give you just good motivation leading into a gold medal game. And I don't think Alo's satisfied with her performance so far in the tournament.
Payoff pitch coming to her, ball 4, and she will reach. Leadoff runner has been aboard all 3 innings for the United States so far. Always vitally important. And now we will have a pinch runner. Janae Jefferson will swap places with Jocelyn Alo. That brings up Amanda Lawrence. She flew out to right field to end the first inning.
Pinch runner for Team USA, number 22, Janae Jefferson. Now batting for Team USA is number
Lawrence
18,
steps in.
Amanda Lawrence.
From the left side, Jefferson over at first base. First pitch from Meadows. Just misses low, ball 1. See if the U.S. ratchets up the pressure here. Tries to get through this game quickly. 5 runs on the board already. They would need 2 more for the 5th to force the 7-run rule. Shorten this game by 2 innings. They need to double their lead to shorten this in the 4th.
I'm sure they want to get off the field too. If it does happen to rain, you don't want to just lengthen the day, especially this close to that run rule. Because again, all these little things play a factor into how you're going to rest, how you're going to recover, what you're going to do after the game. Even the food, you know, tomorrow's a gold medal game. You want to get home, you want to get settled and plan your night, plan your day and stuff. So again, going back to that run rule, like you said, Chris, you want to make it happen as quickly as possible.
And the logistics of a gold medal game, I mean, the U.S. has known they're playing in the gold medal game since last night. The Netherlands have known that they are playing in the bronze medal game again since last night. They don't know which dugout they're in, but that you can figure out. Now it becomes about the routine and about getting yourself set up to be in the best possible situation to win.
Well, yeah, and to take it as a learning opportunity. If Meadows is struggling right now, placing her spot, leaving the ball flat, that might happen tomorrow, or maybe there's a similar pitcher in Meadows that you'll face tomorrow. So how are you going to apply that to tomorrow's game? Maybe you need to practice waiting late on the ball.
3-1 pitch skips away from Brenda Beers. Doesn't matter, ball 4. Jefferson up to second base. Back-to-back walks issued by Meadows.
But going back from that's maybe more on Team USA's side. For the Dutch side, for Team Netherlands, again, blocking the ball, letting runners advance extra bases. They need to be careful to not, in a sense, let the wheels come off the wagon, because they've been doing so well this tournament. They've been hitting, they've been playing defense. Their pitchers have been doing so well. They still need to play the way they've been playing to keep that rhythm going, to keep that momentum. And I don't see that in the Netherlands right now.
And to that point, there has been some discourse, particularly in European softball at various stages, about when you're losing a game, is it better, more advantageous to roll over as opposed to put up a fight, waste your pitchers, particularly with a championship game coming up the next day? And of course, the argument you hear from those who are actually in the sport is absolutely not, because you can't just flip a switch. It is not as simple as, oh, well, we'll take today off. That becomes a cultural issue quite quickly. We've seen that certainly with other teams in the past where they've perhaps taken a game off, an inning off, or a bat off, and then they can't re-engage.
Exactly. So if you take this game off, how are you going to prepare yourself tomorrow? The hour and a half, 2 hours that you have for warm-ups? I personally don't like that, especially if I'm playing a team like Team USA. You have Maxwell, just won a national championship. I want to go after her. I want to throw someone out regardless if I'm winning, if I'm losing, because then that's just personal pride as well. But again, going off of whatever the athlete may be thinking and stuff. But I think it's hard to just kind of give up, roll over, and then find that enthusiasm, find that spirit, find that pride, and that energy to compete for a bronze medal.
I should just clarify that the discourse has not come from the athletes in particular, more from commentators, as the Netherlands able to turn a nifty double play there. Started by Britt Vaughn. Over to Claris at second, Van Dalen at first. Nice job on a slow grounder by Jokwish. Up to third base goes Jefferson, now with 2 down. So that brings Maya Brady to the plate. RBI double to her credit. Or excuse me, just a double to her credit. That coming back in the second inning. She scored the 4th run of this game for the United States. Meadows ready to go. 0-1 pitch. In there, or just missing. 1-1 the count. McElhaney waits on deck. Runner at third base is Jefferson. So U.S. looks to score for their 3rd consecutive inning. 1-1. Popped foul. Back behind us and now to play.
And Meadows is barely missing these pitches. Again, she's a pitcher that works side to side and then an off speed. And just missing that pitch, maybe a different team is swinging at that and getting a little rollover. But you're facing Team USA. They have extremely good discipline, and they're showing that here. So Meadows not pitching bad with these balls, maybe in the river or on the line of the other batter's box. But again, with Team USA and their discipline, working on their discipline for tomorrow night. Again, do you want to have a bit of a hit fest right now? I'm sure. But working on the discipline and your eyesight up to bat is a good job from the USA offense.
Grounded towards first, just foul. Van Dalen manages to snag it, step on the bag just to be safe. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning. Runner at third base. 5-0. The United States has the lead. 45th pitch from Lindsay Meadows coming now. Lined into the screen, foul. We'll do it again. Just the 2 games tomorrow as the teams playing in the placement round all wrapped up after today. The final placements won't be determined until the nightcap between Australia and Italy is set, done, and dusted. As the 2-2 just misses off the plate, ball 3. We do know that Puerto Rico will be the number 5 team this year. We know that the Netherlands will be 3rd or 4th. We know the U.S. and Japan will be 1st or 2nd. The final standing still to play for tomorrow for the teams in the Super Round. It's the Netherlands, Canada, United States, and Japan.
Again, what a great turnout, or what a great tournament it's been. It's kind of gone. You don't know what game, who's going to win each game kind of until this Super Round, and it's been exciting.
All 4 to Brady. Pitch inside. Is the 3rd walk of the inning issued by Lindsay Meadows. The team has been a bit walk heavy through the first few frames. Carta issuing 3 walks. Now her counterpart Meadows issuing her 3rd free pass. All coming within the first 2 2/3 innings of this game. It'll be Haley McElhaney. 2-run double for her. Excuse me, an RBI double for her. That coming last inning in the 2nd. She steps in from the left side. Ready to go. Runners ready at the corners. First pitch is in there for a strike. Throw down is in time to get Brady. And Jefferson didn't budge off third base. Take a look at the replay there. Pitch was in there for a strike. And almost surprised Maya Brady that the throw was there in time. She was out by plenty. So we head to the 4th inning. 5-0 United States over the Netherlands. We're watching 2024 women's softball. Top of the fourth inning, as you see the Netherlands dance routine during the heat break. I perhaps might question the wisdom of having a full dance routine during a heat break, but I'm not a coach, just a commentator. Chris Knobloch joined by Amanda Fano here. We head to the fourth inning. One change for the United States. Kelly Maxwell returns to the circle. Mae Jefferson will stay in the game at second base. For Hannah Flippen.
Number 47, Laura Wissing.
As Laura Wissing will bat for the second time. She walked in her first at-bat back in the first inning. And the 3 free passes issued by Ali Carta got the start for the U.S. and went the first 2 innings. As Maxwell misses with ball 1. For Maxwell. This is off the plate. There's Wissing, Van der Zanden, and Flaris. Due up for the Dutch side. They trail 5-0 to this U.S. team. 2-0 just misses. 3 balls, no strikes.
And that's a good take by Wissing. She's able to see that the strike zone is quite small, like very thin on the lines as her team's pitching and stuff. And so to play it safe again, to get your pitch when you're facing someone like Maxwell, who has incredible tight spin on the ball, so it's deceiving. It's a good call to take a few pitches, maybe get a strike on you.
3-1 pitch, I should say, just misses. Wissing will reach. Second walk issued by Maxwell. 5th walk issued through the first 3+ frames by the United States. Amanda, you were talking about things to work on before the championship game, before we get to that last day. Well, pitcher command has to be in flashing neon letters for this U.S. side.
And they've done well. Again, Maxwell's accuracy.
Slide out towards right field. Maya Brady has it. Is out number 1.
Maxwell's accuracy on where she's throwing the pitches is very well. Again, just adjusting to the umpire's strike zone. But her speed, her off speed, has been almost 57, 57, 58. So again, very, very accurate when her hard stuff's coming in, 65, 66, 67. So the command that she has, the routine that she has, and the muscle memory that she has in her hands, the command is there again. But the one element that you can't control is the umpire. So being able to put all that together to get called strikes is where they're going to have to adjust throughout the game.
Claris chops this towards second. Jefferson is up with it. She will attempt to apply the tag. Cannot do so. Wissick safe at second. Jefferson would have run directly into Wissick anyway. So Wissick safe at second. Slight bobble by Jefferson as well. Well, he wasn't able to see it up at our vantage point, but because Wissick was blocking our view. So runner now at second base on the fielder's choice. Claris is retired.
Which, if you're in a gold medal game and you're Jefferson and you have a runner running across you, you most likely make contact. You make that play because then the runner's called out. But you're up 5 runs. Wissick, obviously a tank. I'm not sure if she'll be mad at me for saying that, but a very strong athlete. Again, play it safe a little bit. Worst case scenario, another runner arrives on first base. But again, the difference in a game like this versus a gold medal game, you can see the players starting to kind of take that into account.
Dendine keeps ball 2 in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike to her. One of the 3 strikeout victims for Ali Carta. First 2 innings was Dendine. Maxwell delivers, chopped slowly towards third, under the glove of Warren, but it just trickles foul. Jesse Warren, a little bit lucky there.
Well, heads up too, it looks like she pulls her glove away when the ball starts to spin. So if she does touch that ball before it bounces in foul, it's a fair ball. And so you can tell she's almost surprised by the spin, wants to go for it as your natural reaction, but a really, really heads up play to let that ball go.
I think a little bit risky, if for no other reason than where she was running, she might have accidentally kicked it back into fair territory. Dendine goes fishing and will strike out. Second time she's down by way of the K. Netherlands leave another runner on. They've stranded 4 through 4. To the 5th inning we go. The United States leads 5-2. Bottom of the 4th we go. The United States leads 5-0 over the Netherlands here at the WVSC Women's Softball. Ellie McElhaney back up at the plate. She was at the dish when Maya Brady was caught stealing to end last inning. McElhaney, Sis Bates, and flip and do up as this is popped foul and hauled in by Van Dendine over at third base. Out number 1. So McElhaney can't do much with her extra at bat as she fouls out. First pitch she sees, out number 1. That brings up Sis Bates. She is 1 for 1, singled in the first inning, scored a run then. Sacrifice fly in the second. And she will get twisted out of the way. That pitch up and in. Meadows waiting for the sign from Beers. Gets the one she wants, 1-0. In there for a strike. Count now even at 1. Sis Bates, part of Athletes Unlimited. 3 hits on the tournament so far. Sends this one on a line out towards center field, falling fast. And it will find grass for a base hit. 3rd time she's been on base, 2nd time with a base knock, 2 for 2. Is the Washington graduate.
And does well at it too. Meadows, not the fastest pitcher here to provide the power for the ball to go over the fence, but Bates does well just hitting it where it's pitched, we say, and just squaring it up, getting the barrel out. Kind of saw her smile before the pitch before that she wanted. But again, the momentum that Team USA needs going into tomorrow. You don't want to overswing, pop up, and make yourself a little irritated going into the gold medal game.
1-0 the count to Flippin. 2 for 2. Single and a home run to her credit. That was a strike up by the letters, even the count. Dark skies over in left field. A bit lighter over to our right. As this is hammered down the line, hooking foul. Indeed, it will find the corner in foul ground. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 out in the inning, runner at first. 5-0, the United States leads the Netherlands. This is the final Super Round game, 2024 Women's Softball World Cup. Meadows will fire to second for 1. They will get the lead runner, Sis Bates. Flippin will reach. It will be a fielder's choice. Out goes 1-6. Take a look at that one on replay. Not the fastest roller back. While Meadows had it quickly. Vonk's throw way off the bag. So now 2 down. Runner still at first. But it is the runner now, Hannah Flippin, instead of Sis Bates. First pitch to Warren is a strike.
It looks like Vonk's throw just slips out of her hand. Again, it's hot out, it's humid and stuff. But again, if this is a bronze medal game tomorrow, is Vonk doing that? Is her ball slipping? Is she not getting that double play? Probably not. Again, this is all easier said than done. Focus, concentrate, get yourself together.
I was going to say that spoken like a commentator who was a shortstop and is now definitely a commentator.
Well, right. I know what it's like. I know how hard it is to concentrate in games like this. But again, it's also like what needs to happen. You need to be blunt. Friends with Vonk, she's not going to accept that throw. But again, it's easier said than done to keep your energy high when you know that this game is just here because you have to play. And then tomorrow's the game that matters. And are we going to see...
Hot shot towards third. Looking for it is Dendine. Her throw pulls Van Dalen off the bag. Everybody is safe. Infield hit for Jessie Warren. It was a very hard shot. Flippin advances to second. Almost on a line. Dendine couldn't dig it out. Ended up really in the webbing of the glove. That almost stopped the momentum.
Well, that ball's hit so hard, not really much you can do besides just knock it down. She does a good job. And again, going back to the fact of tomorrow, is this the Netherlands we're going to see? Absolutely not.
So 2 on, 2 down. First pitch to Mulipola is in there for a strike. She's 1 for 2. Strikeout and a double. It's also, to turn things a little bit, allows you to make adjustments before the game tomorrow. So Britt Vonk has trouble with that throw. Does that mean she needs a rosin bag? Does that mean she needs a towel? Well, now is the time to make that adjustment as the side is retired. Mulipola flying out to right field. We head to the bottom half, or we head to the 5th inning, excuse me, the score 5-0. The United States leads the Netherlands. Here on GameTime.Sport, you're watching the WBSC Women's Softball World Cup Finals. Annemiek Janssen steps in. Janssen, Charles, and Vonk. 8-9-1 due up for the Netherlands. First pitch from Maxwell misses, ball 1. Kelly Maxwell out for her 3rd inning of work. She has walked a pair of batters. She's also struck out 3. She deals now with Janssen. Count now 1-1. We're in the 5th inning. United States with a 5-0 lead. Scoring all their runs in the first 2 frames. 2 in the first, 3 in the second. Run rule is 7 after 5. U.S. would have to do some more work to get to there. Need 5 more runs this half inning in order to force the run rule here. Swinging in missing is Janssen. Lupola applies the tag. That is out number 1.
Now batting for Team Netherlands, number 16.
One more game on the schedule here today. 8:30 local start time as Italy hosts Australia. Final placement game of this tournament. I'll have the call with Amanda Fama. Should be a good evening game Friday night here in Italy with the host nation, who have had somewhere in the area of about 8,500 fans so far this week. So it's been really cool to see just how supportive this Italian side is. That's the 0-1. Good bunt laid down by Charles. The throw goes to first, and it is in time for out number 2. Good defensive play by the United States. It's a good piece of hitting. Lupola was very quick to grab it to the throwing hand. Snap throw to Jokwish over at first. 2-3 goes the out. Britt Vonk now steps in. Has walked twice in this one. Raced on a double play in the first, stranded aboard in the third.
And Charles with that bunt, I like that because she's, again, we talk about if they're focused, not focused, their mentality. She's in the game. She's thinking, can't really catch up to Maxwell, so what am I going to do? I'm going to drop a bunt.
Very quick inning for Kelly Maxwell. McElhaney hauls in the fly ball out to center. 1-2-3 go the Dutch here in the 5th. To the bottom half of the 5th we go. 5-0. The United States has the lead at the WBSC Women's Softball World Cup Finals. Bottom of the 5th inning. Janae Jefferson will lead things off. Her first at-bat of the day. Jefferson, Lawrence, and Jokwish due up against Lindsay Meadows. 5-0. The United States has the lead. First at-bat for Jefferson in this one. Batting 1 for 5 so far in the tournament. Or excuse me, 2 for 10. Struck out twice. Both hits so far are singles for Jefferson. She's ahead in the count here, 2-0. Meadows delivers. That's strike 1. Tomorrow's schedule, pretty simple. 5 o'clock Central European time, bronze medal game. The Netherlands will face Canada. If the Netherlands win here today, we'll go to a tiebreaker to determine the home side. If they can't complete the comeback, Canada will be the home side for that bronze medal game. So we'll know that by the end of this one. In the nightcap, 8 p.m. for the title of world champion. The United States will host Japan. The United States, the home side. They have not lost a game this week. Japan with 1 lone loss. Of course, coming to the United States. Game between the Netherlands and Canada, a rematch. Canada with the 6-3 victory over the Netherlands yesterday in exciting fashion. I might be underselling it, Amanda. You saw that game here live. Certainly had an exciting day of softball yesterday, I was just going to say.
Yeah, there was so many things that happened in all the games that it's hard to kind of combine them and then separate them. And again, the Italy-Puerto Rico game, so much happened. And that's kind of where my mind is because these days are running together. But I think
we did have the running joke that all of the placement games, or 3 of the placement games, have gone to extra innings. And of course, those are the games going to extra innings, not the games in the super round. As this is on a hop out to second, Claris will bobble it, and safe at first is Jefferson. Likely to be an error on the Dutch second baseman. And Jefferson aboard. It is indeed E4. Leadoff runner is aboard for the United States. Sorry, man. Interrupted by those pesky softball plays once again.
Well, no, you see a bit of an error, I would say, at second base. But these games that we're watching that are going into extra innings in the placement round, we've talked off air about what they mean to those players because you're not in a medal game but still competing. And so those teams, they kind of come out no motivation, kind of down, not like they were playing earlier in the tournament. And so kind of wrapping that around to how we see the Netherlands right now. They know this game really doesn't mean anything for them. Are they going to be able to come back tomorrow and play the way they've been playing? And I think they can, because they play like they're not worried about being down. And I think that's what we saw in these placement rounds is once they start to get in a hole, they come back and they panic a little bit and then they throw it all together instead of coming out.
The style looks casual, but it's not really casual so much as it's controlled.
Well, I think here for the Dutch, yes, it's, again, they've been working so hard. Their program's been doing so well. The mentality of the girls that I know firsthand, they've been doing so well at working at that, where you come play Team USA, maybe you get run ruled. How do you shake that off? They've been working very hard at that. And so, yes, I think here you play controlled, but a little reserved, knowing it really doesn't mean much besides a different dugout.
Those issues the walk. The second base is Jefferson for Meadows. Not the fifth free pass she has issued. Now runners at first and second. And Mia Davidson will pinch hit for the United States for Savannah Jacques. And not a surprise to see Heather Tarr incorporating as many of her players as possible into today's game.
Now batting number 33, Mia Davidson.
So Davidson steps in from the right side. Hitter with power. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. First pitch coming from Meadows. Low and inside for a ball. And to your point, Amanda, about the discussion on what you can work on in between these games and that overall program work on attitude and making sure that you're ready to compete in these big games. This is where national pride in particular, and these being national team programs rather than club programs or franchise-based programs, really becomes a factor, because you're not just playing for the name on the jersey or for the uniform, the club, the region, whatever. You're playing for the whole nation, and the history, the lore, the family connections behind it. And as someone who had the opportunity to do that for Italy, talk a little bit about what that means, perhaps above and beyond the normal motivation that you have to play for your club or team. Or we can talk about that after this out. As Claris has that, Davidson pops out to second for out number one.
Well, yeah, playing with Team Italy, again, was not just playing for a school or a club team. It was playing for more. It was playing for a country, like you said. And knowing, again, a lot of players on other national teams, it's something that's so emotional. It's something that you represent. It's not you. It's not you at all. It's something bigger, and you're playing for the whole country, and that adds so much pressure, because are you not only letting people down when you do bad and when you lose, not just your teammates, but a whole country, and sometimes that really shows.
This is chopped just foul.
But
Carvalho, the umpire there, will have to walk that one off. That got her on a hop. Sorry to interrupt.
Right to the ankle bone.
Ooh, right to the ankle bone.
She was talking on the way here about how she's had such a great time and this and that, and no foul balls when she's behind the plate. Yet here's a foul ball when she's down the first base line.
Naturally. Now, of course, that's how it works. Nothing into the count to Brady. Meadows delivers up and in.
But going back to playing for a country, it's just bigger than anything about you. And we see the Dutch national team going out there and doing their little dance. That's for their fans. That's for the people that make the sacrifices to come here and stuff. And you see Team USA and how they carry themselves and how they represent their country so much. And same with Japan and China and stuff. something that if you can really appreciate it, it's so moving and such, I guess, an experience that you're never going to understand unless you're in it. And it brings athletes to tears when they represent their country.
1-2 pitch now from Meadows. Swung on, and just getting a piece there is Brady. It's the UCLA grad, stays alive. And in particular, having an event like this, not just having Italy participate, but to host, and perhaps in a region of Italy that doesn't necessarily get the shine that a Rome, that a Milan gets, perhaps brings even more to it. This is flared out towards left field. The hauled in for out number 2 as Charles able to track that one down. That will bring a pinch hitter up. Pierre Jennings for McElhaney.
Now batting for Team USA, the pinch hitter number 23, Pierre Jennings.
McElhaney was 1 for 2. RBI double to her credit in the second inning. She gives way to Jennings. Targan going to that deep bench. First pitch is in there for a strike. What's been your favorite part so far of being able to do this tournament here in Italy and have the opportunity not just to see all this great softball being played, but to see the Italian national team compete on home soil at a tournament of this caliber?
It's extremely exciting. Again, I was in it for 7 years, but more on the bigger scale is to see softball growing just in the 2 years that I haven't been playing, and what it's done, not only for Italy in itself, but Europe, but softball. You were talking earlier about this being in a region that's not really known. We're near Venice, if you're going to say it on a map to people that don't know where we are. But it's just bringing awareness to the sport in a country that's known for other things. When the Italian national team walks around and they ask what sport we are, no one knows what softball is. And
Jennings chops this one back up the middle. That's a base hit, and a run will score. Jefferson is in. U.S. lead is now 6. Up to second base goes Lawrence. RBI single, pinch hit single. Pierre Jennings, number 9 spot, has produced 3 runs batted in here. As the lights have come on at Castellón de Strada. Just after 7 p.m. local time, as Rachel Garcia will now bat for Sis Bates.
Now batting with number 21, Rachel Garcia.
That empties the bench out for the United States. Garcia in from the right side. He will also be the 6th batter of the inning. 2 sacrifice fly as well. We'll wait the substitution to become official. Garcia is standing in the right-hand batter's box holding a bat, wearing a helmet. It's about as official can be. The policies and procedures must be followed. We're ready now. So runners at first and second, 2 down, 1 run home in the inning. And the winning run at second base as Meadows delivers. This pitch misses, ball 1. 7 runs after 5 innings, the international run rule. 15 after 3, 10 after 4, 7 after 5. Well, that 7th run standing at second base. 1-0. Skied out towards deep right field. Going back is Van den Zanden. It is off the base of the wall. And that is the ball game. As the United States scores the 7th run, RBI single for Rachel Garcia. That is the ball game, as the United States will walk this one off. It is a 7-0 victory. And that was quite a piece of hitting. Very easy piece of hitting for Rachel Garcia. That's perhaps why it didn't look like it was going to go that far off the end of the bat. Garcia really just flicked it into the outfield wall. So, 7-0. The United States defeats the Netherlands. The Netherlands will be the away side in the bronze medal game. Nevertheless, they will look to win the first ever medal for Europe. Ergo, their first ever medal at a World Cup tomorrow when they face Canada, 5 p.m. local time. The United States will face Japan at 8 p.m. local time here in Italy for the title of world champion. Amanda